As you drift deeper into relaxation, let us continue our journey along these ancient pathways, where merchants and travelers faced challenges we can scarcely imagine today. The caravans that traveled the Silk Road relied on an animal perfectly adapted to their harsh journey, the Bactrian camel. Unlike its single-humped Arabian cousin, the Bactrian camel possessed two humps and a thick, shaggy coat that allowed it to withstand the extreme temperatures of Central Asia, where summer heat could exceed 100 degrees and winter cold could plummet to 40 below zero. These remarkable creatures could travel for days without water, carrying loads of up to 500 pounds, and their wide, padded feet were perfectly designed for walking across both sand and snow. A typical caravan might consist of anywhere from several dozen to several hundred camels, moving at a gentle pace of about 2 to 3 miles per hour. The journey from China to the Mediterranean could take anywhere from 1 to 2 years to complete. Merchants didn't rush. They couldn't. They traveled with the seasons, stopping for months at a time in the great oasis cities that dotted the route like pearls on a string. These oasis cities became the beating hearts of the Silk Road. Samarkand, Bokhara, Merv, Kashgar, their names alone evoke mystery and wonder. Here, in these crossroads of civilization, merchants would rest in buildings called caravanserais. These were more than simple inns. They were fortified structures built around large courtyards, providing safety, shelter, and stables for the animals. In the caravanserai, a merchant from China might share tea with a trader from Persia, while a Buddhist monk conversed with a Christian missionary, and ideas flowed as freely as the goods being traded. But the Silk Road carried far more than silk. From China came porcelain so fine it was called white gold, lacquerware, gunpowder, and paper, inventions that would revolutionize the Western world. From the West came glassware that dazzled Chinese emperors, who had never seen material so clear and colorful. Precious stones traveled these routes. Lapis lazuli from Afghanistan, with its deep blue color prized for jewelry and pigment, jade from the mountains of Khotan, rubies and emeralds that adorn the crowns of kings. Spices were worth nearly their weight in gold. Black pepper from India could preserve meat and add flavor to bland diets. Cinnamon, which grew only in Sri Lanka and southern India, was so valuable that Arab traders invented fantastic stories about its origins to protect their profitable monopoly. They claimed it grew in nests of fierce birds on impossibly high cliffs, or that it came from valleys guarded by deadly serpents. These tales persisted for centuries, keeping the true source secret and prices astronomically high. The year 166 CE marked a remarkable moment in Silk Road history, the first recorded arrival of Roman envoys in China. The Chinese historical records note that envoys claiming to represent Roman Emperor Marcus Aurelius reached the Han court, bringing gifts of ivory, rhinoceros horn, and tortoise shell. Whether these men were truly official ambassadors or clever merchants claiming imperial credentials remains debated, but their arrival proved that the two great empires at opposite ends of the known world were now connected, aware of each other's existence through this web of trade routes. Religion traveled the Silk Road as surely as any merchant caravan. Buddhism, born in India in the 6th century BCE, spread along these routes into Central Asia and eventually to China, arriving around the 1st century CE. Monks carried sacred texts translated into multiple languages, and the art and architecture of Buddhism transformed as it moved eastward, absorbing influences from Greek, Persian, and Central Asian cultures. The great Buddha statues of Bamiyan in Afghanistan, sadly destroyed in recent times, stood as towering examples of this cultural fusion. Their Greek-influenced artistic style merged with Buddhist spirituality. Christianity too found its way east along the Silk Road. Nestorian Christians established communities throughout Central Asia and even reached China by the 7th century CE, where they were initially welcomed by Tang dynasty emperors. A stone monument erected in 781 CE in Xi'an, written in both Chinese and Syriac, still testifies to this remarkable journey of faith across continents. Let your mind wander through these ancient cities, imagining the languages spoken: Chinese, Persian, Sogdian, Sanskrit, Greek, all mingling in the marketplace, as the scent of spices filled the air and silk banners fluttered in the desert wind.